relationships important for our mental health?
Relationships are a huge thing when it comes to our own mental health. You know, I think when we're spending time with other people that, you know, are really healthy relationships, people we enjoy, you know, you kind of can feel the impact that it has on you and your own mood, your own well-being. So when we surround ourselves with healthy relationships, you know, that's really going to impact us and kind of how we feel about ourselves as well, and our own mental health too. And then I think, you know, when we have maybe conflict in relationships, when we have arguments or maybe relationships that aren't so healthy, you know, that can really impact our self-worth as well. It can, you know, really make us maybe not feel so good about ourselves too. So I think relationships are hugely important, you know, to our mental health. And, you know, even just, for instance, you know, having somebody to talk to when we're feeling down, we know kind of how important that is and how kind of beneficial that can be when we're not feeling great. And just spending time with other people when we are maybe feeling a wee bit down can be just what we need at that time when we're maybe not feeling so good about ourselves. So I think when we have those healthy relationships, it can really be something that we can rely on as something that's going to help us when we're maybe not feeling 100% ourselves.
It would be better if you had a healthy relationship, because it's going to be having a positive side of your mental health kind of thing.
Absolutely.
They'll be there wherever you're feeling low.
And even just knowing that, you know, in those times where you're feeling down, you know, that day where you're just having a really bad day, knowing that there's somebody there for you that you can go to is huge, you know, and that makes all the difference really when you're not feeling yourself really.
And when you can open up to them.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Have to attend counselling with a family member, or can they attend alone?
No, so generally, you know, it is up to you. If you feel like, you know, this is something that you want to do by yourself, then you don't necessarily have to have a parent or a guardian or a family member in attendance. Depending on the issue, you know, there might be some sort of chats with parents or guardians and things like that, but that would be, you know, talked about with you in the session as well. So no, we really encourage you to sort of, you know, if you feel like it is something that you might need help with, or you did want to seek support, that, you know, you can pick up the phone or you can have a wee look on the website as well and make the steps then to get in contact.
Friends, they may be struggling with their mental health. What steps should they take to begin the process of counselling?
So yeah, like I was saying there, really, you know, you can ring, you can, you know, get in touch through the website as well. There's like a little online form you can fill out. You know, you can do it by yourself if you like, or, you know, you can chat to parents or friends first and sort of see, you know, how that feels for you, if you wanted to have a wee chat around it first, or, you know, it can be something that is totally your choice either, and you can do it yourself. So yeah, really the first thing would just be getting in touch either by phone or
Do they have any information on their website for teenagers who feel they may need information to reach out to someone in regards to their mental health?
Yeah, so if you go onto the Relate NI website, there's like a wee section called Relate Teens, and that kind of has a wee bit of info about the counselling service that we have here. And then there's also a few wee bits then kind of around sort of coping strategies, maybe tips for when you're feeling stressed and anxious. There's videos and blogs and a few little bits up there. So yeah, I would say if there was anything you wanted to kind of have a wee look at, to go to the website, to the teen section, and there's a few bits up there.
What ways can a teenager improve their sleep patterns?
Yeah, and that that is a really tough one too. And you know, when you are feeling anxious, it can really impact your sleep. You know, often the anxiety can sort of lead to maybe sort of racing thoughts. You know, when you're lying in bed and, you know, find it really, really hard to switch off when we're feeling maybe a little bit stressed. I think trying your best to go to sleep at the same time and wake up at the same time every day is really important. You know, really just trying to get that routine, you know, first and foremost, I think is the most important thing. It can be really difficult, you know, but just trying to make that part of your everyday. I think doing something before bed to sort of help you wind down, something that you know you find relaxing, you know, whether it be reading or, you know, listening to a podcast or listening to music, taking a bath, I don't know, whatever works for you. And obviously, you know, trying to stay away from screens, trying to stay away from your phone, and even though that can be really hard, the temptation to just scroll through your phone when you're in bed is definitely hard to resist. But trying your best to do that, I think it can help just to do something to switch the mind off before bed.
Yeah, you might find your phone a distraction whenever you're lying in bed, and then maybe you could make your parents take your phone. Mm-hmm. That's what my parents do.
Yeah, absolutely. But and like have a wee chat with them around that and say, look, I'm finding it really, really hard to sleep and to stay away from that. And you know, it is something that definitely does impact on your ability to switch off. So that's definitely, you know, a good thing to do. Yeah.
I feel like the mobile phones, if they be beside your bed, you're just going to want to, if you can't sleep, you're going to want to go on your phone. Yeah. So maybe it's better if
exactly.
Maybe in the hall or outside your room.
Yeah, like you said, you can just put it like out of sight, out of mind, you know, because you will, if it's there, you will pick it up. So I think that's a really
becoming more and more addicted to vaping. How can counselling help with vaping addictions within teenagers?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it is something I think that has become like really big, and even maybe the last kind of year or two, there's definitely been a real upsurge in young people using vapes, and I think like anything, it's, you know, it is a habit. It's something that I think might start off maybe like a wee bit innocent, but it can very easily become, you know, an addiction really. So I suppose, you know, coming to counselling, it's important to remember that it will be a non-judgmental space. You know, if you feel like, you know, you are a wee bit worried about that and about saying that to an adult, to, you know, try your best to remember that you know, your counsellor isn't gonna scold you for vaping. And they're going to try and work with you to maybe find kind of alternatives, things you can do instead, because I think sometimes when behaviour becomes a habit, it can be maybe an idea to replace it with something. And I think to maybe even read up a wee bit about vaping and maybe the impacts it can have, you know, would be an idea as well. You know, because it is something, and you know, maybe when all your friends are doing it as well, it can be really hard to not do it. But I suppose just chatting about that with your counsellor might be helpful as well, and kind of, you know, finding out the reasons, you know, why you feel like you want to do it, and why, you know, you feel like this is something that maybe has become a little bit of a habit for you.
Peer pressure can be also a big, massive impact on that. Yeah. Your friends probably don't know it.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's kind of hard to get away from
it. It is. It's really, really difficult. It's very difficult.